was telling me everything was gonna be done, and then he's gone, and I haven't even tried. I know Tom had some problems, so I'll have to try to get a hold of him, but that's where we stand on that. The new plow truck that was approved last month, Tom left this on my desk. I remember that it was brought up at the meeting that the bid was, had actually expired before the meeting on the 12th. And I think it was said that, well, they knew that the meeting wasn't until after the 12th and it was gonna be honored.
Yeah, I think Richie said he had a due quote or
Well,
something like that.
They're not honoring it. They want $1,043.57 more. And, Richie did call them and say, "You must be kidding." And they said, "No, they're not kidding." So we either have to approve the additional amount. The person said that they're already, discounted it so much they couldn't possibly eat another $1,043 on a $223,000 truck.
And I think if we looked at the budget, they had 300,000.
300, yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, that is what's in there. So,
I'll make a motion then that we, because Richie still wants that
oh,
truck.
absolutely,
Because of the
yeah.
engine, right?
Yeah, they're,
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept the new quote. And that quote's good as of right now?
yes, this would be good, yes.
Okay.
It'll come out to, $223,187.20, as opposed to 222,143.63.
$223,187.20.
Yes.
I'll make that motion that we approve that.
Accept new quote of that much for, what is it again?
Should give you they give you the year, is it a 19, wasn't it a 19?
International.
Should be a 2021 International, HX 520, SFA 6x4.
After 520, I'm sorry.
SFA 6x4.
Includes all the box and all that stuff still. Richie looked at
Yeah,
it, right?
everything's, yeah, exactly
Still
the
is.
same, just the amount is,
Okay.
$1,000 more. Second,
I'll second.
all in favor, or any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Just wanted to say we switched over to Baldwin with the payroll. There were some minor problems. They've all been hopefully resolved, and the new payroll will be coming out tomorrow. And hopefully we've caught most of the errors, although I did have a email from Sam at Baldwin with just one other tiny thing she encountered doing it, but hopefully that'll all be straightened out. But if anybody's been hearing that there were payroll problems, yes, there were a few, but everybody but one person didn't get really cheated out of any money, and she wasn't too upset, so, and she'll be made whole this week.
Are we going to have direct deposit tomorrow?
We're supposed to, yes.
Okay. Along with payroll, my W-2 is incorrect. Is that through Baldwin's or through?
No,
Okay,
that's from Don.
my W-2 is wrong.
Okay, we'll have to discuss that. I don't
You'll
know.
have to do a corrected W-2 if they're wrong. File with corrected W-2 receipts.
have a problem with the water bill and maybe Martha would,
Let me take out my
explain,
gum.
explain it for us, cause she knows the situation better than I do.
A customer came in to pay their water bill on a Friday. Dawn was not here. Tom told them to put it in the depository between the two boxes. The customer did not want to do that, said last time they did that it wasn't cashed for months. Tom reassured the customer, go ahead, put it in there, I'll make sure he gets it on Monday. Don, I'm not sure, he should have gotten it on Monday. Kay and I checked the depository every day. He did not sign it until Wednesday, and the re-levies went on Friday. Tom reassured this customer that they would not be re-levied. They are a renter, their water bill was re-levied onto their landlord's taxes and created quite a mess. Don told the customer that they would reimburse the difference, the town would reimburse the difference of the amount of the bill to be collected and the amount on the taxes, the difference. But I'm not sure if that's what the customer understands. That's what I understood it to be. I'm not sure, did you guys all get the email from the customer I forwarded on to you?
I couldn't open it, Martha, so I couldn't,
I
let
didn't-
you explain it.
I didn't bring it with me, but I can go get it if you want me
It
to,
was
but
like
that's the gist of it.
$20, wasn't it, 20?
The amount that was to be
26,
collected in
yeah.
November and the amount that was on the, re-levied on our tax bill is a difference of 23 or 28, I'm not sure the exact amount, but it was less than $30.
So, but it's on the landowners,
Right.
so you'd have to be reimbursing the landowner.
Correct, and I told the renter that they're gonna have to settle that up with their landlord. I don't know if they're paying them the amount that was due, and then we'll just reimburse them the difference. If the town of Cohocton will just reimburse the landlord, the taxpayer, the difference, or, I don't know how to settle that up, but it is in the landlord's name.
The water bill is. Is the water bill in the landlord's name?
I do,
It's
I
right on
think
my
it
desk,
is,
I'll
yeah.
grab it. It's right there.
Your water bills always should be in the property owner's name.
Right, I think it is.
Always, always.
Yeah.
Because tenants come and go. And it's hard to, if the tenant doesn't pay, it's hard to put that on the landlord as kind of a surprise. And it's much easier to collect a delinquent bill from the landowner. You re-levy it to the tax bill and you're good to go.
It is in the landowner's name. This is the copy of what I have.
So if I understand it, the idea would be to collect the base amount of the water rent
From the tenant, or
from the landlord, because it's been re-levied to the landlord's property tax bill.
Right,
But you would forgive penalties, interest,
Right.
re-levy fees?
exactly,
Okay.
yes. But the tenant, I believe, is willing to pay the water bill. And I don't understand that part about why the check was totally,
So the customer was also furious because after the re-levy, the check was not returned to them until they came in here the week before Christmas and asked for their check back, and it was then handed to them. They, with no intention of it being mailed back, or, I'm not sure. The customer is just really not happy. Because they did try to pay their water bill, they did have it in here, Tom said it would be okay, and then Don re-levied it to the county.
So it must be the water bill goes to this gentleman, but the people that live there come and pay it.
paid,
Yes.
the water usage.
Part of their rental agreement, they're responsible for the probably utilities and water bill.
But that's between the landlord and the tenant. As between the town and the landlord, the property owner, it's the property owner who's responsible to pay it ultimately. Yeah.
Right, and at this point, it's been re-levied on his taxes, so he's gonna have to pay that in his tax bill. The renter's gonna have to settle up with the landlord, but that landlord should be less the re-levy amount, the difference.
But if
The
you-
penalty and the interest, or.
But you just said that the tenant's gonna pay the landlord.
Pay that amount that was due on that bill,
Okay, but not the re-levy fee.
right.
Okay.
The difference of
Gotcha.
the amount that's actually re-levied on the taxes versus the amount that they were actually due to pay.
So I would make a motion that we would, reimburse the landlord for the penalties and interest.
When he presents the town clerk or the town board with a receipt that he's
Yeah,
paid the
that he's
tax.
paid.
Can you repeat that? To reimburse the landlord for the penalties?
One is paid the tax, one of the landlords paid the tax, or the landowners paid the tax.
Landowner, yeah.
And I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
We can do that, right?
I'm sorry?
We can do it.
Do
Legal
what?
to do it.
Good luck.
We got paying fines.
The municipality has the authority to forgive penalties and interest for late payments, but never has the authority to forgive the bill itself,
Okay.
because that's considered to be a gift of public property, and that's unconstitutional.
Mhm.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Can I have that back?
Okay.
Can I call and explain that to the renters tomorrow? That they still have to pay their landlord, but,
Right, and
Okay.
that we need that receipt.
okay. Well, I would, as long as I issue the receipt and the check is cleared?
No, we wanted the receipt that the landlord paid
Well-
his taxes.
I know, but I'm
Martha
the
will
tax
know when
collector,
he-
so if,
Oh, you would know that.
So if
Yeah.
I-
That's right, you would know that.
okay,
You
so
would
as long
know.
as the check is cleared with the tax collection, then we'll go forward with this.
Okay, we're looking for the water district bylaws. Does anybody, was the water district set up like, I found something in the bottom of the file cabinet today from 1999, and Rick Sick was, I don't know if he was.
It should have been all set up, should be bylaws and all that in it.
Yeah, 'cause I've seen Don pull them out for things for Barry when we were doing some water stuff.
Okay, 'cause Barry doesn't know where they are, and I can't find the actual.
Bookkeeper's office.
And we're still digging. I just thought if anybody had actually seen them, it might be easier to do that, but okay, we'll keep digging then.
Further
Or
with
ask
that.
Don where they are.
Huh?
Ask them where they are.
Yes, but he's got like 85 files everywhere.
With that, I no longer have access to the bookkeeper's office, and I would like to get all of the water billing stuff into my office. If I'm the water billing clerk, I should have possession of all that stuff. I don't know what I need to do to get it moved.
Get it out anytime I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Floodplain law, which I call it, which is the short version of, what is it called, Russ? The
It was
local law for
called-
flood damage prevention is authorized by the New York State Constitution.
Amen.
I think you, I don't know, Jan, did you get a copy of that? Cause this is a carryover from last month. And you guys wanted to take a look at it. The planning board is anxious for us to
Yeah.
do it, and I would like to schedule a public hearing for the law.
It brings us up to date with the way the laws are written now, the flood damage prevention laws.
Do you have one, John?
So it's more a housekeeping
Okay.
thing than it is anything else.
So you gave it to us to look at. Do you want our input before the public hearing or?
Oh, certainly,
Okay.
yeah.
And did you send it to Chuck Cagle? Cause he is the floodplain officer, so he.
Yes, that's right. And we're his agents, so to speak.
Right.
Anybody can be his agent, but no, I didn't.
Okay.
Not.
So
Can
the only
you
other,
get a copy to Chuck?
Yes. Did you send it to me
Yes.
today?
No, long
No,
time
8
ago.
months ago.
Okay.
I
I've
asked
got,
you
I've
to-
November,
actually got a
December?
couple copies in my
I
office.
asked you to
like that.
pass it on to the board members.
Okay. I probably forwarded it by email. Yes, I will print one for Chuck.
Thank you.
The only thing I thought of is because we had this issue come up, were the definitions of a travel trailer.
Yes.
And a recreational vehicle. Travel trailer isn't in there, is it?
Travel trailer is not in there.
Right, so
but
let's get it in
recreation-
there, because the judges do not know what a travel trailer is or a camper.
Right.
And
And I,
Right, he says.
for that reason, I wouldn't put it in there, because it's not a word, it's not a useful term.
It is for the Department of Motor Vehicle.
Oh,
They
really?
register them, I'm not kidding you,
Why isn't it a recreational vehicle?
because the judge doesn't know what a travel trailer is.
There's
That,
different
we
things.
went to court, the town went to court over it, and that's what I'm telling you, that's what happened. The other thing I had an issue with, and Chuck should probably discuss it with you, was the
Sure.
180 days of leaving things in the floodplain. They have to be licensed vehicles, plus they have to move them
Every 6 months.
180 days
yeah.
or something like that. But all they do is have to drive around the block and park them right back there again. So it said, should it be 100 consecutive days? Should it be 100 days for the year? Or what is that?
That's the way this one is?
That's the way this one
Yeah,
is.
that's what
That's the
the
way it's
state
always
law
been.
is, yeah.
That's the way it's always been, so I guess I need to go to my flood expert with the county and tell her
Janet?
what our in real life
This is
things
what's
have
happening.
been, and have her clear that up, right?
Right.
We can, change, we
You
can
can make
amend
it
our
more
law
stringent.
as long as ours is stricter than the state. It just
Yes.
can't be less strict
Exactly.
than the state.
They'll push it down.
So we
with
could
their own rule.
And that was one of the issues the code guy has, so.
So the
that's what I'm
180
telling you.
days,
In there's something about 180 days and making sure things are tied down. They've gotta be registered so that you
Licensed.
know they can go on the road and come back, or,
So you think there's like a time limit that they need to be out?
More
You
than
know,
a,
out for 30 days, out for 60 days?
out for 14
Or a
days. What do
limit
we,
for a year and
well, that's what I wondered, what's the 180 days? It means you're only supposed to have them there for 180 days, that's the seasonal part,
I guess.
and then they gotta be moved?
that's where yeah, that's a good point, because that does make sense, doesn't it? That's 30-day month.
Otherwise, are they considered a seasonal home? They're there all year long.
Yeah, it's the state regulation, must be that's why you guys had originally too, because it didn't, wasn't recommended to be changed, but
Do you know
We just need to clarify that.
I know what.
anything? Floodplain or?
I know a lot, I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
No,
I just
that's-
thought maybe if you had
I understand
other
what you're
towns
saying, and that's a typical conundrum when you're drafting local laws, land use laws. Is it 180 consecutive days? Is it 180 days during a calendar year?
Yeah,
And
I
does your
didn't
code
know.
enforcement officer have to go back to the
Mhm.
property every day to see if it's there or if it's been moved?
It is, because if our fines are $250 per day, boom, boom, boom,
Boom, boom,
boom.
boom, so yeah.
But if it's 180 consecutive
can't
days,
we
your
make
code
it-
enforcement officer has to go there for 180
calendar.
consecutive days and say,
Why can't we
that
state
camper
what
trailer's
we'd
been
like?
there.
we can state.
can.
180
Yeah, but-
consecutive days,
Right,
and once they're up, you're done for the year, right?
but that's what I'm throwing it back to you guys to
Okay,
figure it
okay.
out.
so you don't have a recommendation then? I mean, obviously you're
Well,
not satisfied with 180 days.
No, because I figure then they should be called seasonal homes. If they're gonna be there year-round, that's a seasonal home to me.
I don't
And they would
think-
be
But they're
assessed
not
as a seasonal home.
I
No,
don't think
no,
trailers
no,
should be
no.
seasonal
I don't
homes.
think so either. I think that's a real slippery.
One of the questions you might throw in there, Judy, is the fact that some people will have a site, they'll use it for that 180 days, but then it becomes a storage site. They'll pay storage for the rest of the year. So basically, they're renting that land for the year to park that trailer.